Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HTB. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's the first NRL tips video for 2022, and as I say that, I'm absolutely beaming with excitement. Are you? I hope so. But if you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff there. Welcome to the channel, and thank you again to the new subscribers. In saying that, hit the intro. Alright guys, just wow, what an absolute jam-packed week ahead of us. Footy is back and I'm absolutely happy to be talking about it. So I want to be going game by game, give you guys some of the rundown of players and then my thoughts on it basically. The Penrith Panthers against Manly in a game that I've called Battle of the Claws because both teams have claws. That's it, simple. Okay, so Sean O'Sullivan replaces Nathan Cleary, who won't be playing. That's a big out. Luai To'o at number 5 as well on the wing. James Fisher-Harris as well as Yo will be some of the players to watch out for. For Manly, you've got Tom Turbo, Jason Saab, DCE foreign combination, they'll be good to watch. Ola Kawatu as well, surprisingly, who was injured but is back. And Gola at 14. Look, both of these teams here, again, hot favourites to be in the contendership for the premiership. Obviously, Panthers going back, potentially going back to back or wanting to anyway. This game here to me is a definition of whose stars are there. And granted, obviously, Penrith Panthers have a few key outs as well regarding players who have moved on. With Manly, they've got Tom Trbojevic, Jake Trbojevic, they've got all the Trbojevics, and then you got Saab, and then you add those players there, DCE, Fear of Foreign. I think for me personally, without Cleary, it might be a bit too tough. There's a lot of pressure on Sean O'Sullivan. I understand it's early days, but you don't want to lose your first game. For me, I'm going to be going with the Manly here to win the game. And the score will be 14 points to 20. Game 2 sees Raiders taking on the Sharks in a game that I've called Underwater Raid. Bit of a pun there. Some of the key players to look out for: Chance Nicole Cookstad. You've got Kottridge as well, who makes his return back to the Raiders. Snyder as well as Papali. And then for the Sharks, you have Hines, Ramian, Rudolph as well as Finucane. Again, players, as I mentioned, like Papali as well. He's an absolute warhorse, an absolute terror for opposition players. And he's that guy that they need to rely on. When Papali has a good game, I think usually the Raiders are always on the front foot, depending on who they play, but usually they are. Again, that Schneider combination taking over Jamal Fogarty and Whiten, that combo there will be one to watch. Well, the Sharks, you've got Hines as well debuting, and then you've got Finucane as well. Granted, you've got Ikuvalu as well in there in the mix, but you're going to be looking for players like your Rudolphs, your Finucanes, your Hines, your Ramians to really lead up front here. I think it's going to be a very physical match and a very good match to kick off your Friday Arvo. But for me, I'm going to be going with the Raiders here, I think anyway. Raiders to win this game here for me, 24 points to 20. It'll be a tight one. Game 3 sees the Broncos hosting the Rabbitohs in a game that I've called only difference is Reynolds. He used to play for the Rabbitohs. He's no longer there. He plays for the Broncos. Unfortunately, he's not playing. But in saying that, we've got players like Staggs, Farnworth, that Kelly and Walters, surprise selection there of Walters, but I think he's earned it during the preseason, as well as Capel, who'll be captaining the team, a good captain as well to have at that. For the Rabbitohs, I've got players like Taft, Johnston, Walker, as well as Elias. And again, I'm going to be looking at that combination. A lot of people have singled that out as probably the Rabbitohs' weakness. So again, to be tested against the Broncos side in Brisbane is definitely a sure way to sort of get the critics talking or tell them to keep quiet. The Broncos, they're on a mission to make the 8. No ifs or buts about him. I understand that Kevin Walters has signed the new deal from until the end of 2023. But again, if they don't get it done, there's probably not going to be any more deals done after that. Top 8 or bust, basically. Rabbitohs, again, they've lost a few key players, right, as well as a key coach as well. So again, they'll be hurting. But I'm saying that how can they recover? How can they stand up? For this game here, I'm going to be giving the benefit of the doubt to the Broncos. I'm going to go with them. I think being at home, some of their key players coming back. Again, the likes of Haas as well, as I mentioned before, an absolute terror. You all know how I feel about Payne Haas. I think that'll be too much for the Rabbitohs personally, so I'm going to be going the Broncos here for me. And I think in a tight game, actually could be open. I reckon 32 points to 16, Broncos way. Game 4 sees the Roosters take on the Knights in a game that I've called fullback captaincy because both captains are fullbacks. Tedesco, Manu, Walker, as well as Keary, Jade White, Hargreaves. Those are some of the key players there that headline the Roosters. Obviously, you know, you got Collins as well. For the Knights, you got Ponga, Dominic Young, Saifiti, as well as Man, who makes a surprise appearance at lock. Look, for this game here, I think unfortunately for the Knights, their spine is just not what it should be with Clune as well as Clifford as your halves. How strong is it? I don't think it's strong. Again, we're going to have to wait and see, obviously, during the game, but I don't think it gets the job done. With the likes of Walker and Cleary, arguably a team that will definitely be in the top 3, at least, surely. I think it'll just be too much of an ask there for him. So, but for me personally, I think I've got the Roosters here. I think it might be tighter than we think, but I think Roosters to win this game, 24 points to 18. Game 5 sees the Warriors take on the Dragons, but look, I've already done my preview on it, so if you haven't done so, please go and watch it. I urge you to, if you want to get my view on it, obviously in more in-depth analysis. But in saying that, Warriors, Dragons, watch it on my next. Game 6 sees the Tigers take on the Storm in a game that I've called the Eye of the Storm. That's right, not the Tiger, the Eye of the Storm. You got the likes of Laurie, Hastings and Brooks, that new combo there, Toal as well as Itoi Kamanu headlining the Tigers. Then you got the likes of Storm, Pappenhuisen, Coates, Hughes, as well as Welch. Look, a game here that obviously the Tigers are pumped to play in and pumped to go all out on, but I just don't think personally it's enough. I really think the Storm are going to really just storm in. They're going to absolutely give them the hail, the thunder, and the lightning, and they're going to walk out with the chocolates there. So for me, Storm to win it. Look, dare I even say it, 28 points to 6, something like that. But yeah, 28 points to 6. Game 7 sees the Eels hosting the Titans in a game that I've called Battle of the Blue. Obviously, both teams, their main colour is blue. Different shade, but you get what I mean. Gutherson, Simonson, Brown as well as Moses, Bolo as well as Papali'i, headline for the Eels. The likes of Campbell, Herbert, Sexton, as well as the AJ Brimson combo. Fa'asua Maliawi, the captain, as well as Fifita, headline the Titans for me. Look at this game here at face value. You'd probably say that this is one of the harder games to actually predict. Both these forwards here already, I think, and even the hookers as well. Both of them are decent hookers. You got Clark there, you got Marnie there. But I think for me personally, look, it's going to be a game of experience. I think it's going to be a game here of grit. And watch out for those key players. As mentioned, Fa'asua Maliawi as captain. I think it's going to add a whole new buffer to his game. But I think the Eels, for me, will be too much here. They'll be too strong there. And I think their second wind will definitely lift them through. And again, like I mentioned, Brown and Moses, that combination work a treat. Bolo as well. Keep an eye on Bolo. Just, that's all I'm saying. Him as a captain, much like Fa'asua Maliawi, I think it's going to lift both those players. And we could see a very tough game. But I think the Eels win it just. I think it's going to be a very tough game. I think it's going to be 12 points. Game 8 sees the Cowboys hosting the Bulldogs in a game that I've called First Pressure. Why? Because both these coaches are under pressure. Simple as that. It's probably a very bad situation to be in when it's literally just your opening game and there's already pressure there for both teams. But here we are. You got the likes of Hamisio Tabuai-Fidow headlining the Cowboys, Holmes, Townsend, Hess at prop, as well as Taumalolo. And then you got the Bulldogs, Stuffy, Josh Adokar, Burton, Jeremy Marshall-King, as well as Bangai Jr. Again, just some of those players there. Ultimately, in this game here, you can't really judge too much based on preseason, but the Cowboys did look strong. Again, how are they going to look, though, when it really matters? You know, we all know the teams that play well, but how do they really play well when the chips are down? Look, for me here, I think it's going to be this is probably arguably the most 50-50 game of the round. But no team wants to start off with a loss here, especially these two. It's a lot of pressure here. You don't want to start off with a loss. But for me, look, I'm going to go with the upset here. And I think that's Bulldogs. I think Bulldogs are going to win this game in a very tight contest, but I'm going for the Bulldogs. I think 20 points to 12. And I think they will just do enough. The likes of Burton, Bangai Jr., Josh Adokar again in open space. It's going to be a good battle between the speedsters. But again, Holmes and Townsend as well. That to me is my critical point. What is going to happen there? How is he going to dictate the boys around the park? Him and Dearden as well. What's going to happen? A lot of questions there, but that's my thoughts there. Hess is a positive at prop. Damaroro, again, a lot has been thrown at him regarding perhaps potential moves, you know, from different people, the media. But how does he stand up and prove himself worthy as a leader and a captain for the Cowboys? But like I said with the Bulldogs, again, just some of these players here are class, but chemistry matters. But yes, there's no disregarding. Both these teams and their coaches are under severe pressure. Simple as that. But in saying that, I think the Bulldogs take it for me, 20 points to 12. But yes, guys, those are my tips there for today. What are your thoughts? Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me. Let me know. But in saying that, take it easy, guys. I'll see you guys next time. And just remember, NRL's back and hold the ball. And guys, just quickly, it's a bit freehand here. I don't normally do it, but I forgot. My HTB guarantee, that's right. So the HTB guarantee for today, for this week, is that the Raiders beat the Sharks. That's right, book it in your calendar for Friday afternoon. The Raiders beat the Sharks. Take it easy, see you guys next time. But in saying that, some of the key plays to look out for the Raiders is Shanaha's, some of the